Welcome to the Helm developer call for February 1st, 2018. I'm Matt Farina, and I'll be your moderator. So we'll start announcements. Do we have any announcements this week? Does anybody have anything?
Not I.
All
Nope.
right. Then I guess we'll go around with stand-up. Nikhil, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Oh, by the way, for anybody who's new or listening, the way we quickly do this is for stand-up, we go around to the core maintainers and they do a quick stand-up, and then we'll get into discussion. Go ahead, Nikhil.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt. So last week did a little bit of issue triage and a couple of PRs. In addition to that, had some good conversations with folks at SUSE at tail end of my trip to Nuremberg, and there was a lot of interest in actually porting stuff to Kubernetes and using Helm to do that. So that was good. In addition to that, got started looking at my talk for the Helm Summit, and it's coming along and exciting. So that was last week for me. That's it. I will move it on to Matt. Why don't you go next?
All right. So most of this week I spent on charts and then doing bugs in Helm. There's some bugs, it turns out, that have been around for a little while, like the wait flag doesn't work anymore, and trying to get some of that fixed or review and get some of that stuff merged in. There's also this gnarly bug in 2.8.0 that is causing upgrade to fail for certain things, and it looks like it's on patches, and that's gonna bite some folks, and so we probably need to get that fixed in 2.8.1, but we don't have a fix yet or a full understanding of the problem. Over on the chart side, a lot of it was just on testing. It turns out there's some odd testing scenarios, which I'll be talking about in my talk at the Helm Summit on testing some of this stuff where things looked like they were ready, but they really weren't yet, which was causing our CI system to fail. There's some little things like that. Reinhard actually was the one who ended up fixing it. We got that merged in today, but poking at some of those CI things this week. And that's been most of my week on this. Let's see. What else do we have?
Justin's online as well.
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah, just on mostly issue follow-up. I am looking into the reuse values bug. I just came to that conclusion last night, but it's around the tags and conditions thing that I implemented. So I'm going to try to see if anything can be done. Essentially, I never used reuse values, and in manual testing back in the day when I wrote that, did not test it. So yeah, that's gonna probably, other than just following up and generally trying to help people that are having their one-off issues, I'm gonna dig into that one. It was actually got labeled a bug last night by me after revisiting the issue because people started complaining about it. I think that's it in my sites right now. Anybody else here that we should throw this to? That was it. Okay. And I'm very excited about the Helm Summit. Do we know as cores, do we have to register and pay and everything? I don't know if we do. I plan on doing it. But.
I think you do.
Okay.
Not
a big deal, obviously, but just like, I don't know if I need to do this and that. But.
Yeah, Taylor or Michelle could normally answer that, but I think everybody does. But cool. That's just me speculating.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Okay.
I'm done.
So, do we have any discussion topics from anybody else? I can probably come up with a couple.
Do it.
I didn't have anything.
All right. I guess the first one that I'll jump on is we just discussed it in SIG architecture, which is why I haven't thrown it in here, and it came out of Contribax. I did file an issue on it, but Kubernetes is going to attempt to shift away from the use of the term master. We've been using that to describe our control plane and things like that, but it is not exactly a sensitive term to use these days. You'll see other tools like we were looking at Drupal went with primary and replica. There's a number of projects that are shifting away from that, and it has finally come up in Kubernetes. People have started to speak up on it in some forms. I don't know who they are. I just know it came through ContribX, and so we discussed it in SIG architecture, and we're going to propose that you use a better term such as API server. But if there's not some better term today, then most likely you can switch to using control plane. We're going to double check that in the community meeting, which is after this one. I think somebody had a task to do that, but that's the proposal right now. And so there are places where in our docs, I think we talk about master this, or if we refer to that anywhere, we probably need to go update our docs to use more sensitive terminology. And I did file an issue on it, and I can try to get to that PR at some point after the bugs are fixed. Nobody's expecting this to be a fire to go put out and have people jump on. It's more of a direction thing, and as people can work through the code base and come across something and change it, that it can be changed. Kubernetes already went through this with the term minion, which, as I understand it, is still used in 5 places and isn't completely gone yet, and it's taken about 3 years to switch minion to be node.
Yep, I remember that.
And so it's taken a while, but it's in use, and there's still like 5 places they haven't removed it from completely, but for all intents and purposes, it's gone. And it's going to be that kind of thing. It'll just take a while, but it's, so there's that going on. Any questions on that?
Cool. No, that's good to know. I've seen at least a couple of places where we're using the term master. So sounds like just slowly we'll move away from that, and eventually we'll get to using something else. It will be good to know whether we want to call it the API server or control plane or what. But it sounds like folks are still trying to figure that out.
And we'll have some of our own. I think we call some things the master chart, and I don't know if that needs to be updated. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
How about like a parent chart?
Parent chart or something like that might be a better term that we can use. That would be specific to us. But those are the kinds of things that they would like to have done, is to remove words like that and just change the language. We're being sensitive. We joke that it was funny that we were in a meeting with all but one person was a white male discussing this issue. Because it's come up, and that just happens to be how Kubernetes is, and part of the reason the terminology came this way anyway. So let's see. Other thing. Has anybody else looked at that 2.8 bug?
I have not, but I can help.
All right.
I got started looking at it last week when I had some cycles, but this previous week, with my trip, I haven't had a chance to look at it. So I can probably on it too. Oh, I see Taylor joined. So hey.
Taylor, do you want to do your stand-up? You may not. You got anything for stand-up? We're past that point. We're in discussion, but we can jump back for that.
I did Helm Summit stuff. This week, I am going to be trying to dig in. I don't think I can do any issue Sherpa-ing this week, but I am planning on trying to dig into some of the open PRs, especially 281 stuff.
Okay, good. There was a question also, and you might be able to answer it here. Do Helm maintainers need to get a seat, just like everybody else, get tickets for the Helm Summit?
I think I was still actually trying to clarify that, because I don't even know if I, as the organizer, need to get one or not. I don't know. So anyway, I am figuring that out. I will let you know. I think the plan, though, that I last heard was that we want people to, unless you're speaking or anything like that, then you'll need to buy a ticket. But the large majority of us are speaking or doing something that would have that. So I'm going to say that for now, and I'll change my mind and announce it in the dev channel if I hear anything different.
Okay, thank you. Then, yeah, we were talking about the gnarly issue, which is issue 3382. I'll drop it in chat. This is the rather gnarly one, which is errors in deployments. And actually looking at this, we've gotten to a few of the details, and we poked API machinery, and they came and gave a couple of 2 cents on it. And it has to do with patch metadata. And that's where I stopped, and it was in how we're doing patches, and then metadata and validation of that. And some of that code actually changed in API machinery, which we're leveraging through Client Go, I think. So the code there changed, and now we're experiencing upgrades, which it's an upgrade issue because it's a patching of an object and then validating the metadata is what it looks like. And so folks could go take a look at this. Even if you find the next step on and what's going on, it would be appreciated, because this we probably need to get rolled out and soon, because there are a number of people who've rolled back from 2.8 to 2.7 because they've experienced this issue.
Cool. I should have a few cycles to look into that today, so I can
Okay, sweet.
take a look.
I'll try to get to some of it over the weekend a bit, or possibly next week.
Okay.
In like early week, like Monday.
All right. Do we have anything else that needs to be discussed or should be discussed? Anybody got anything? Any questions?
So I'm wondering if, so with the version, I'm not sure if anyone explained this yet, but like one of the bugs that was there was that we forgot to bump the version internally to what Helm thinks its version is. Not Tiller, but Helm. And that was one of the bugs that we fixed. And so it causes issues. So I know it broke our workflow because we use Helm init upgrade every time, so that if we push any changes, it just upgrades, because otherwise it's a no-op.
Yeah.
But because of this, you'll have Helm 2.8 installed, and it'll think that it's Helm 2.7, and it won't perform the upgrade, and it'll crap out. And so there's a couple little bugs like that we fixed, that I'm wondering if it'd be worth doing a 2.8.1, and then as we get these other complex bugs, we go to a 2.8.2, or do we just try to shove them all into the 2.8.1?
Because this one here, I think, is a big enough deal. It might be good to get this one fixed. There's a number of little bugs. I mean, we've got, now that you say that one, I mean, we've probably got 3 or 4 bugs together that'll go into the 2.8.1 release. But this one's kind of been a gnarly, hairy one. So if we could put in a few cycles to see if we could, that'd probably be great. I don't think we've discussed a 2.8.1 timetable. We should discuss that with the Microsoft folks not here. But
ideally, I would like to cut this by the end of next week, the latest, if we could. But I don't know if we'll find a solution to that hairy bug or not.
Yeah. I was thinking at the worst, a week from Monday. At the worst, to get a number of the bugs out there, but maybe the middle of next week. I was hoping Wednesday, to do it on a Wednesday rather than the end of the week. If not, push it off to like the following Monday, or Thursday. But yeah.
Well, so maybe a plan of action is a couple of us might have some cycles to take a look at that today, and maybe reconvene in the Helm Dev channel tomorrow to just figure out where we've gotten with the other bug, and then depending on how close we think we are to a fix, make that call at that point with some of the other core maintainers there as well.
Okay.
I like.
Are there? Do you know, Matt, if there's anyone who, any of the people who are a little bit more familiar with like the API machinery stuff, anyone who'd be willing to like jump into a pair debugging session with us to take a look?
I think one of the good folks to get is on the issue. He's STTTS.
Okay.
If you could get him, he's over at Red Hat, and I mean, he's been all over the API machinery stuff and knows this, so he might be a good person to look at. He's already commented here, so he's looked at the issue a little bit. I'll have some cycles probably tomorrow that I can dedicate to this. I don't think I have enough the rest of the day, but tomorrow I think I can jump on and help with this as well.
Okay. I'll try to take a look tonight. I needed to get some other Helm stuff done first, and then I can probably jump onto that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the person who probably knows this code the best is Adam, who has been busy.
Well, I actually know it fairly well. Like most of my contributions to Helm directly have been all through the Kubernetes and release client stuff. So the kube package and the release server package. So I know it fairly well. I just haven't touched a lot of the patching parts of it. So but I've touched it enough to kind of look around and see what they've been doing with it. So that's why I want to try to jump in and see what I can find out.
Great. Okay. Well, that's what we got for that. Is there anything else on the discussion stuff?
Only, I think assignments is the only
Yep,
other thing.
that's what I was going to say. If we don't have that, then assignments. Anybody want to be the issue Sherpa, note taker, or moderator for next week?
I'll do the Sherpa.
I'll do the moderator again. Unless
I
somebody
can
else wants to.
I can moderate or take notes next week. I was just checking my schedule. Let's see. There shouldn't be anything bleeding over, so I should be able to do moderating or take notes.
Okay, do you want to moderate and I'll take notes?
Yes, and you can be my backup in case my day job stand-up runs a little later.
Yeah. Just leave it at Matt, and we can all guess. We can all guess at who's the note taker next week.
You can, but anyway, yeah, I should be there. Like, I'll be there for the majority of it. If I don't, but
Okay.
to get there by 9:30 if I can.
Cool, I have it penned down, so we should be good.
All right, fantastic. And when you don't have Microsoft, we get done 10 minutes early. Look at that.
So let it be noted.
Let it be noted that we finished 10 minutes early without them yappers there.
I'm putting that down.
All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful week, and video should be up shortly.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you later.